Good evening, friends. Mm, Today we are going to see on mental disorders of thought. Okay, uh, please kindly share my video, like and subscribe, and please press the bell icon so that you will receive my updated videos immediately. Okay, disorders of thought. Disorders of thought means it is something that is related to your thought process. Okay, uh, what happens to our thought is we can't substantiate, or we can't comprehend what people around us are talking about. Okay, if they ask you certain things, tell about your family, you will not be able to express in such a way that they receive your answer, because your thought process might get disturbed. Okay, so such forms of thought disturbances, when we see in patients with mental disorders, we have to elicit what type of disorder it is. Okay, so in thought we have three forms of thoughts, that is form of thought, content of thought, and we have the progression or stream of thought. Okay, form of thought, for example, you can take by observing you can identify what type of it is. Say for example, when we see a mobile, we show a mobile and ask what it is, we say it is a mobile phone. Okay, so it gives some form, pattern or model. With that we can identify. Similarly, a person who is direstic, okay, for example, the person will not be reality, will not have a logical thoughts, they will be within their own world. In such cases, when we observe, we'll be able to identify that they are having certain form. Okay, so such example I can say, in case of autistic child, we can identify that by seeing them, they'll be in their own world. Okay, so it's a typical example for a form of thought. Okay, so having known about what is form of thought, let us see what is this content of thought. Content of thought, we have to understand the four important things. One is the delusional thoughts, the other one is obsessional thoughts, then we have hypochondriasis and phobias. Okay, now delusion is nothing but false, unshakable, fixed belief. Okay, so when I say false, unshakable, fixed belief, it is nothing but it is contented. Let us understand what a content of thought is. So your thoughts are contented. For better understanding, I can say a single parent, a person who brought up her son very nicely, and the son is also very close to the mother. Uh, when the son had a failure in his life, immediately the son develops a psychiatric illness, and the son is suffering with the delusional thoughts. Now what will be the delusion of thoughts here disturbed is, he is having a persecutory delusion. So what he says is, my mother is trying to kill me or harm me. You can see variety of cases who are suffering with psychiatric illness. You can elicit that a person who is very lovable during the normal phase of living will have this delusional ideas towards that particular person. Now this son is also having a delusional thoughts towards his own lovable mother. Okay, this delusion is, the mother is not trying to kill actually, but it is contented in his thought, the son's thought, that the mother is trying to kill. Okay, now when we tell him, he will not accept, because it is a false, unshakable, fixed belief. It is fixed, the belief is fixed, so you can't explain him. So you have to treat him and bring him to a normal condition. You have to bring him to a reality situation. Okay, so this is what you call it as a delusion. We have thousand number of delusions: delusion of grandiose, nihilistic delusion, and we have thousand number of delusions. Okay, next is the I told you it is obsessional thoughts. In activity, we have seen compulsive. Okay, compulsive in the sense, people tend to clean always. Okay, it is a compulsion, because there is an obsessional thought. Okay, so it is contented, the thought is contented, and they feel that their rooms are not clean. So frequently, see, if it is very normal, when it is not clean, we usually clean our rooms. But here, when a person is having a psychiatric illness, purposelessly they clean repeatedly. Okay, any activity, cleaning, checking, whatever might be the activity, they do it repeatedly and frequently also. Okay, so here the person, when there is an thought of obsession, okay, immediately they go for cleaning. That is an act, compulsive behavior. So the compulsion and obsession goes in hand. Okay, so this obsession can be ritualistic, or it can be some sort of ruminations, thought ruminations. It can be of sexual desirability. The obsession can be of any form. Okay, so hope you understood what is an obsessional thought. Okay, so next is the hypochondriasis. Hypochondriasis is something very somatic bodily sensation. They might feel that they have some problem. Okay, they do doctor shopping. Example, the person who is suffering with this hypochondriacal thoughts will change the doctors from one doctor to the other doctor. Even every investigations finding shows very normal. Okay, they will not get satisfied. Okay, only but when you see the person, everything is normal, but the thought of that particular patient is like that. Okay, it is when they sense that somatically they got affected and they express some sort of disturbances, and their thought only is getting affected, but bodily sensation, they are very normal. Okay, in that case we call it as an hypochondriasis. Okay, now having known about what is a delusion, obsession, then we have seen about what is hypochondriasis. The final thing is phobia. Phobia is nothing but it is illogical fear, or we don't have any reasons for having that fear towards any stimuli. It can be in objects, events, etc. Okay, for example, the patient says, I have a fear while I'm seeing a crowd. Okay, or if a small insect like cockroach, if they see like that lizard, they have that phobia. They don't know what is the reason for that fear. Okay, so some people will have fear towards high places, height, when they see the height, or dark places. These all are contented, and they have that expressions of illogical reasoning of fear. Okay, then you call it as a phobia. Okay, next is the progression of thought. Progression is something, you can take an example. A stream of thought is the when you see a river, no, it falls from a higher place and it goes on. As like that, the thought also travels from one point to the other point. It travels very fast for a person who's getting a disturbance in the thought. Some of the examples I can give is when there is a progression of thought, the person will have a flight of ideas. Okay, flight of ideas is jumping from one idea to the other idea. Say for example, tell about your family. If I ask my patient who is suffering with flight of ideas, I ask him, tell about your family. Now the answer which would be given by the patient will be myself, Mr. X, you know me, I'm a great businessman, I can do wonders in this life, and today I'll be going to Singapore, and I'm the very important person to take care of these people, and without my knowledge in this world, nothing can happen. Okay, so the question asked will be, tell about your family, but he has got some sort of fantasies, and he is not able to think appropriately and comprehend what the question is asked. Okay, now you understand, the ideas jumps from one to the other, and they will not be able to answer what the question is asked. Okay, so this type of thought, it jumps, flows from one to the other, no? So such sort of thoughts you call it as a flight of ideas. Okay, right. Then comes the circumstantiality and tangentiality. Circumstantiality is nothing but you can say it as the thought, no, it beats around the bush and reaches the goal. Example, when we take a question paper and we attended the class but we forgot to go through the content. Okay, in that case what will happen, we will be attending the exam and we'll think over certain things. Okay, and we just write, we even write 3 to 5 pages without knowing thoroughly about that answer. Probably few terms we understand the concept of that and we develop our own answer. Okay, we somehow reaches and we get the mark. Okay, so similarly for patient who's having this progression of thought, so-called circumstantiality, when I ask the patient about certain things, okay, how many people are at home, okay, the patient might say certain things like I came here because I have my this bodily pain. Okay, then in my family we have 4 members. Okay, so I asked about how many are living in their family, but the patient says the patient tells about the hospital, why she has been hospitalized, and then she gives the answer. So the person reaches the goal. We get the answer from the patient. Okay, then it is called as circumstantiality. Okay, so beating around the bush but reaches the goal, it is called as circumstantiality. When I say tangentiality, it is like they will not reach the goal. Okay, there will be derailment. They will not be in a same track. What you want, they will not give the answer. Say for example, I ask the person, how many are in your family? The answer will be my name is Mr. X. I know my conditions well, and I think you are asking me certain questions. Okay, fine. Can I go now? Okay, so you did not get any answer from your client what you want, then it is called as tangentiality. These all comes under the progression or stream of thought. Okay, so you have various thought alienation, you have thought insertion, thought withdrawal. All these things will be explained in detail in your schizophrenia condition. Okay, so thank you so much, hope you enjoyed the session.